and I was fired by Arsenal Football Club for speaking up for Palestine.
For a bit of context, this is Mark Bonnick. He was fired by Arsenal Football Club as a Kitman for posting about Palestine. He is going to court to sue Arsenal for unfair dismissal. And Arsenal Football Club are at dismay over this situation.
I've been at Arsenal since 2001-2002 season as a casual and ended up as a full-time kit man until 2024.
This is a man that dedicated 20 years of his life helping Arsenal out, giving them their football boots, cleaning their football shirts, and he's just fired just for a couple of tweets. It's absolutely scandalous what Arsenal are doing. Yet they want to employ a footballer that is accused of what's been said, that Arsenal are apparently going to give the guy a new contract, while they still employ a fullback at Arsenal that showed solidarity with the country he is talking about. Fans have actually spoke up about this unfair dismissal, making banners saying show Israel the red card, that anti-Zionism isn't a crime. Meanwhile, Gary Lineker is in the news for leaving the BBC because of similar situations. Once you speak up in solidarity with the people that are being oppressed, the oppressors, they come out all guns blazing, showing no remorse whatsoever, no regret whatsoever, and just try to annihilate people's careers and livelihoods. And shout out Middle East Eye for the video, for the interview. It's a 4-minute interview where it's very good. He explained that he left Arsenal, he got fired, he had to work as a labourer, and he's nearly 60. He wanted to work for Arsenal until 70 years old. But some guy was really angry with his tweets and decided to tell everybody about it, leak it to the newspapers, leak it to the FA, to Arsenal, where Arsenal had to do an investigation about it and then fired him. On Christmas Eve, by the way, on Christmas Eve. The top comment is a bit controversial, but Jewish communities, not all Jewish communities support what's going on in that country. There's a lot of people of that descent that have actually openly criticised what's going on. But then the bottom comment here, he's actually trying to show solidarity to Palestine and what is going on. He also admits that he doesn't regret making those comments, that he wants Arsenal to understand that they're in the wrong, and for fans to be open and be able to speak up about what's going on and stand up for bullies. He's the youngest of 6 of a family that used to stand up for bullies when he was younger, that he hates people being treated unfairly. He wants a fair world for everybody involved. He even said that they found the investigation to have no anti-Semitism until the people in power told Arsenal to be offended by it, to fire him. It's quite crazy.
Investigation found there was no anti-Semitism. They found that I'd gross misconduct. I'd brought the club into disrepute, basically being offensive and inflammatory. A lot of the people that suddenly became offended weren't offended by what I'd said or told me they were offended until they were told to be offended. And it was humanity to talk out when things are wrong. You've got to speak out. You have to speak out when things are wrong. You know, and it's, you know, silence. You know, people go, oh, everybody was silent over this. And then when you talk out, they don't want you to talk out. It's offensive to murder people. It's offensive to stab people. Apartheid's offensive. But, you know, we spoke out against South Africa.
And the next thing he says really calls out the whole football world for being hypocritical, especially about discrimination.
Club would be to the fans. It would be speak out. Arsenal want us to speak out about knife crime, kick it out, no more racism. But they don't want you to talk about Israel and what's going on there. Speak out.
If you want to watch the full video, go to the Middle East Eye's Twitter account and you'll see this video right here. And I've got to give a round of applause to Mark Bonnick. Fair play for speaking out about the problems that are going on around the rest of the world. It made me realise how hypocritical football journalists, football TV companies, football clubs can be. They want to talk about anti-knife crime, They want to raise awareness about Ukraine, doing charity football events, have their biggest fan channels, have meetings with Keir Starmer, etc. Talk about rainbow laces, Black History Month, Black Lives Matter. And they all do matter. Those kind of injustices need to be spoken up about. Totally. Yet they want to turn a blind eye to a Muslim country that is losing their lives over a feud that started, in the 1940s. That a feud is still going to this day, where people are not even able to eat because of how greedy some of the rich people are over there. Like I said, anti-Zionism isn't a crime. He shouldn't have been fired for it. And when you've got a footballer speaking up about discrimination, don't be a hypocrite about it with Arsenal Football Club. One thing I will say, maybe Mark Bonnick could have spoken up about a lot of other injustices that are going on, judging by the tweets. Maybe he did. But I don't want to see Arsenal people lose their jobs, media people lose their jobs over free speech. This is why I refuse to want to work for people nowadays, because if I say something that they don't agree with, I deserve to lose my job. It's unfair. And hopefully he's raised enough awareness for people that can speak up about what's going on, can look at the injustices that go on, can call out the hypocrisy of many media channels and many football clubs that want to preach how good they are, how inclusive they are, but show a lack of inclusivity when there's a poor country losing their lives every day. But yeah, shout out Mark Bonnick. And as an Arsenal fan, I feel sick to my stomach. Like, this ain't a club I chose to support 20 years ago. This doesn't fit with the identity and the morals that I have of people in the world. It makes me look at this badge as a false persona, that you have to have a say on one thing, but you can't on another. And maybe the football world or the media world is exactly like that. Like, the BBC have disgraced themselves. They refused to get rid of a guy that was an alleged ophile until the very day he, yet they want to they got rid of Gary Lineker for defending a nation. It makes no sense to me. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I love talking Arsenal. I love watching Arsenal. I love supporting the club. I want my team to win league titles. I want to buy the next merch that drops. But I feel like I'm going against my own moral values. And it's a massive catch-22. Even with this situation about Mesut Ozil. Yes, Mesut Ozil didn't leave because of that. There was other circumstances that happened. But when Ozil spoke up about what was going on in China, it put the club in disrepute. And Arsenal chose income from that country over the well-being of the footballer. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, how much money you've got, what race you are, what height you are, like whatever you are, you shouldn't be treated differently than another person. Do you know what I mean? Like, we should all be treated fairly and love, care, and yeah, I think Arsenal have disgraced themselves again, and it's sad. It's really sad.